If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr., fresh off last night's 2024 PBA Elite League Elias Cup Championship victory, a member of the Las Vegas High Rollers, A.J. Johnson, will be here. We'll talk about how special it was, how their run was this year, talk about his first PBA title last year to Lucky Larson, and so much more. Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. starts now.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledger here.
Jeff Riggles here from 11thframe.com.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr Ocho, and of course JP Jr.
As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling, and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation.
Strike, and they claim it. Similarly, he does it.
So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr Ocho. Dr Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Yes, the Golden Pipes are back. I'm about 75% of 90%. I am your host, Rad Rob, Rob Francois. This is episode 131, and we have a very special guest on short notice. Thank God he was able to make it on time. But before we bring him in, let's check in with the chat. We got Nico in the house. What's going on, Nico? I'm doing well, brother. We got DJ Ricky Smith. Ricky's in the house. What up, Mo? I am doing so much better. Thank you very much. Pete Cow's here. What's going on, Dave? We appreciate it. Let's bring in my first co-host. He is the man with the golden mask. He has the largest arms on this podcast. He is still the resident house hack and the resident doctor of Straight Up 5. He works a lot. Let's just, he doesn't do much, but he has a lot of jobs. He is the one and only Dr. Ocho. What's going on, Och? There they are. Look at the guns.
Rob, have they found your neck?
It's coming in. I lost 20 pounds.
I looked at so many milk cartons today. No, hold on. No, you didn't. It's right here.
Did you find it?
Here. It's in this thing right here.
All right.
It's 20 pounds. It's right here. It's found.
Can you send it back to me then? Because I need it.
It's osmotically it'll come through.
Okay.
But I had to get milk for my kid earlier, and I was looking at all the milk cartons, and I was wondering if your neck was still. But I came close. It turns out it was a turkey waddle, but other than that, there was nothing.
Such a dick.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole. Let's also bring in the man with the name of the marquee, number 7 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, the sexiest man in the world, Johnny Petraglia Jr. What's up, JP?
It really is good lighting for Ocho.
That's all you need.
It's pretty
smoke and mirrors, buddy.
Not
well, I'm impressed with your lighting, actually, Johnny. I
actually brought this from the other room because there's no light in this room, so I had to, makeshift shit. So that's all there is to it.
Should I turn my head backwards too, or is that just?
I just felt like rocking it backwards tonight. It's been a while since I threw on a hat backwards.
Ocho, turn your mask backwards.
When I do, I feel like a machine.
Are you over the top referencing Sly? I thought so. Good. Let's go get Blaster.
All right. This is why I get lost with you guys, because you guys are just...
I get lost with you guys.
All right, anyways.
Another dream has to have passed. Go ahead, Rob. Bring in the guest. Don't be a
He's
dick.
on fire today.
What's up, Chuck? What's going on, brother? All right.
Chuck.
BSJ83 is in the house. Congrats to AJ. Big moment for his career. Not even Brad Angelo can ruin it. That is fair. All right. As customary, it is customary here to play a highlight package of our first-time guests. So that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Here is a look at some of the highlights of the career of AJ Johnson.
He needs 4 on this shot.
Do you think there is a big relief?
Oh, huge.
Within his head right now?
I mean, I can't speak for AJ, but I know my first title was way more relief than anything else. Now, the second one was elation, but the first one was just relief.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, there was like 2 tons just left on his shoulders. He can't believe it. He can't believe it. And beating Jesper on his
home court effectively.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd is supportive and all the love for Jesper. I'm getting tears in my eyes now. Come on.
But winning in your hometown, home country is a special thing, and so...
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to announce a little bit here.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, the runner up, Jesper Svensson! And then, the winner, the first time on the PBA Tour, A.J. Johnson!
During a youth league event last October. Senseless, awful.
Yep.
And we are all Lewiston strong, and our thoughts and prayers are to that community and to all of those people. We're with you. The bowling community is with you, Lewiston.
Let's go, boys! Come on!
Well said, John. Well said.
That's why we pull them all!
As A.J. Johnson gives it his best Kirk Cousins. You like that? Looks good.
Wow!
How about that cover?
What a cover!
Good work! Way to clean up the mess!
By the Elite League most valuable player. Mess cleaned out. Anderson! Oh, man! MVP!
I'm the MVP! That's right, baby!
Johnson! Wow!
You like that, baby? You like that? Oh, yes, sir! That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Pieces back. They lost in 2020 to Portland. tonight, it's jackpot for Las Vegas. The High Rollers are Elias Cup champs for the first time ever.
Incredible match. Amleto, the Elias Cup. Congratulations.
Yeah, just an absolute commitment from everybody. There's a reason why we get in this position, and it's because we have absolute commitment, and 100% of these guys. We've had each other's back no matter what's happened throughout the entire year, and I'm so happy to finally host the cup with this team.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only A.J. Johnson. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys? Peace. You guys are giving me chills sitting over here. You guys are absolutely you guys are making me reminisce on the end of last year. And by the way, you guys have the coolest freaking intro I think I've ever seen so far. So that's absolutely unbelievable. I love it. But man, I haven't got a chance to rewatch any of that yet. So like I said, I just got some chills, and you just saw nothing but raw emotion. I think it speaks for itself, but I appreciate you guys for having me on. I've wanted to be a part of your guys' podcast since I've seen you guys do it. So I love it, man. Thank you guys very much.
Johnny, you're muted, buddy. Hell yeah, I'll start it out. That's badass.
131 episodes
from the get-go. It's got to be awesome to see it from your couch to this time. Like getting out of the moment and watching you just be freaking real as shit. That's the coolest thing about it, man.
Yeah, it's I don't really rewatch a lot of things. I don't watch, play it back because I like to live it. I like to live in the moment of it, and I've gone through it, and as everyone knows, and I'm very aware that there's been a lot of close calls in my career, and I haven't had the greatest outcomes, and I don't want to relive those. I want to relive the good ones because those are the best feelings. I want to feel those goosebumps, man. I want to feel those chills like every single time. The watching all the stuff come out from Sweden. That's what I want to feel. Every week, every time I lace them up. So, this one is going to be fun to rewatch, especially the way it all played out and just seeing it happen the way it did. Like, I can't wait. I get a couple of days at home after being here in Myrtle Beach. Get to sit down with Allie and some family and my little one and watch that for a little bit. So that'd be pretty cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
It was bound to happen, man. You've been on the dance floor for how long now? Like, it was just bound to happen, buddy.
Yeah, man. It's been up until Sweden last year. I think it was 7 full seasons that I had bowled with I don't know, maybe 5 second place finishes. A bunch of TV shows, bunch of major shows. Won a Elias Cup with the Atom Splitters back in 2018. I've won in Korea. I've won with Team USA. I've done all this stuff, and just, for whatever reason, but as Johnny P. Jr. knows, it's hard to freaking win on our tour, man. It's hard. You do all the work throughout the week, and you put all that effort in, you put all the hard work and sweat and everything, and then you get to the show, and it's one game.
12 shots, man.
Yeah, that's what you get. So, and part of it, guys don't like to say, they don't like to think that luck comes into it, but there is some luck involved. When you have that one game and you only have that, that game to show up and bowl, whether it be the first one of the match and you got to run the ladder, or it's the final game of the tournament, you got to have things go your way. And when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it's just hard to win because guys are so freaking good on our tour, man. They're so good.
It's also like playing a golf tournament 4 rounds, and then they decided on like a putting contest, for like first 2-putt wins or something. You know what I mean? Like they narrow it down so much. Look, dumb analogy. Maybe it isn't a dumb analogy, but that also, because you guys are so damn good, and it's just the one speck of oil being in a different spot because of the lights burning it up or something, and that changes everything.
Right, absolutely.
AJ, the question I was going to ask you was because obviously everybody knows how good you are. You've been kicking ass for as long as I can remember, at least 20 something years. But when they were talking about your first win at the Lucky Larson, they said a couple times that it had to feel like a weight was lifted off your shoulders. Obviously, from the outside looking in, the general public would say, man, AJ makes TV a lot. When's he going to get that first win? They kind of said the same thing about another, well, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer yet, but he certainly will be. They kind of said the same thing about Bill O'Neill at one point in his career, who I actually happened to see at the golf outing this weekend, which was really cool. But anyway, my question to you was there a weight on your shoulders to win? Was it something that was like harping on your brain? Or was it simply just you went out and did the exact same thing on the TV show every single time, the way you approached every single block? You're out there to do your best. Was it ever playing on your mind? And is it different now that you're a PBA champion?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It ate at me for a while. When I first came out on tour, I had a lot of I don't know the better way to describe. I had a lot of I guess more or less hype behind everything because of what I did in my youth career. Outside of maybe a couple guys, I had probably one of the best youth careers I could have asked for. I won everything as a youth. I even had junior tournaments that parents were trying to get me kicked out of because I'd won it before, or because I was on Junior Team USA or, whatever the case may be, winning junior gold and Team USA and stuff. So there was a lot of, and making the master show as a senior in college, so there was a lot of stuff behind me coming out on tour and everything. And I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to hit the ground running. And I'm like, man, this is the start of what's going to be great. I watched your dad numerous times. I watched all the greats growing up, and I'm like, that's where I'm going to be. That is 100% without a doubt where I'm going to be at, and that's my goal. A1. There was no backup plan. So yeah, after a while, I'm not going to lie, it ate at me. You go so many years, you have those close calls of seconds, and you just, I've had moments where I just sat down and go, what the hell am I doing wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong that's causing me to not win? That's, am I tying my shoes the wrong way? Am I putting the wrong jersey on them? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's going on here? And it just shows like there's so much talent out on tour. It's hard to win. It's hard to put it all together in that one moment. Nothing changed in my preparation. I prepare this just about the same for every single tournament. I don't change that. That's something that I started with my mental coach. He's huge on preparation and setting yourself up for success and doing the same things. And, if there's something that needs to be looked at, then you look at that at the end of the season, you talk about it, you do all that stuff. And so as far as that's concerned, there wasn't much needed with that. I was doing all the right things. But, man, I've never liked to use the relief thing as like in sports because I've listened to Tiger and Kobe and LeBron and Tom Brady and all these guys talk, and there's as soon as you get that one, it's time to work for the next one. Like it's not a all right, cool, we're good now. Like, no, that's not how I operate. My operation is I'm ready for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however much it's going to happen. And it's just preparing for those and working hard, and even harder than I did before. I feel like, because I feel like there's some things that I can do even better. I feel like there's some stuff that I can do to try to prepare a little bit better, with bowling wise and just being smarter with bowling balls and things like that, lane play things, all that good stuff. But just working harder to make sure that I get back to that position 100%.
Well, I'll tell you based off everything you're saying, because I'm a huge believer, aside from being consistent and working at your craft the way that you do week in and week out, I'm a firm believer in things always tend to happen as they should, according to some kind of plan. And like for me, I'm watching you from afar, and I'm like, there's his first title. There's his firstborn. Here's his second Elias Cup, because you have one with the Atom Splitters. It's almost like the book is now like, okay, now it's time for AJ to be in the running for Player of the Year this year. It's time for AJ to win his first major, maybe a couple titles. It almost seems like you've mentally gotten yourself into a headspace where your intensity on the lanes is second to none. Your love of bowling is second to none. But I feel like seemingly what's happening with you is all the important things in life are all exactly where they should be right now. And that's also got to take a load off the mind, because you know, you're bowling actually, again, for the fun of it as much as you are for the fact that it's your livelihood. And that's
Absolutely.
what I'm seeing coming out of you since the Lucky Larson win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like before Allie was in the picture, and then obviously before we found out that she was pregnant with our first boy, my life was only bowling. I lived and breathed and did everything every day. And like, I worried about what I was doing each day, how it was going to affect my career in bowling. Whether I did, like, even if I had a day where, like, I'm just going to go to the gym, I'm going to go play golf, I'm going to enjoy some time with, friends or whatever. I was like, all right, what do I need to do then to, like, tomorrow to get better with bowling-wise so that I am still sharp and I'm still ready to go when I have this event that's coming up in 2 weeks. And the tour season could be done. It could just be a regional. But I was literally just like, I was so involved in it because I wanted so badly to just start building that career and get that win and then build another one on top of it and go. So yeah, like I listened to a thing from Dwayne Johnson, which I'm a huge rock guy. I absolutely love the man. I think he's an incredible human being. He said that everyone has their own timeline, and you have to live based on your timeline, and everyone has their time when things are going to happen the way that they're going to happen, right? And that's kind of where I feel like, I heard a lot about Norm, where Norm won one title his first year out on tour, but then went 9 years without winning.
You're exactly right.
Neal, same situation. He finished second so many times. He was out on tour for, 7-8 years or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom. And so I hear a lot of all that. Earl Anthony, greatest winner of all time next to Walter Ray, and he didn't start bowling on tour until he was 31. So,
and then you take even somebody like Tom Hess, who won the Masters on the national tour, but since turning 50, he's
a world beater.
He's unbeatable,
Yeah.
And even with who's on the senior tour. And then you got guys like Simo, who since day one, it's like that he's more like a Pete Weber, who's been winning since day one.
Right.
And everybody's at a different spot. I'm in total agreement with you there.
Yeah, and I just I want to make sure that I write that timeline the way it's supposed to, and obviously I want to be able to take advantage of opportunities and on the regular tour and do the things that I've had listed as goals and accomplishments that I want to achieve as a professional athlete in our sport. So yeah, there's still things I need to check off, and but now having a support cast like Allie, and now having my son Brantley, it just makes me want to work harder for those things so that I can, number one, provide them the life that they deserve, and then also give someone that my son, when he's old enough to kind of look back at some things, when he sees somebody come up and talk to me and wonder why that's happening, and he goes back and looks at things and he's like, well, that's who my dad was. Like, holy shit, that's cool. And so like I want to give my son like somebody like that to look up to, and
he'll be on YouTube in no time already. So he's gonna be like, "Damn, well, that's pretty wild."
He did get that little booty of his in the cup last night, so that was we hoisted him up. So hopefully he looks back on that and go, "Dad, what the hell were you doing with me?"
Well, you're certainly, I'm telling you, you're doing the right thing, because coming from that exact experience in my life with Dad, he's going to remember every single thing that you do. And You're intimidating yet classy and soft-spoken at the same time. You're always the first person to shake somebody's hand or give credit where it's deserved. And you're obviously a killer teammate when it comes to raising the intensity factor. We can actually see people feed off your emotion. It's one of you're probably a great action bowler if you ever bowl money matches, simply because you're scary when you bowl. But it's always cool to me to see somebody who can harness their energy in the right place to complete that task. And that's something I've admired about you for a really, really long time. And it kind of rolls over into other things you do. It's very obvious you're big into fitness. It shows not only a commitment to bowling, but a commitment. We had this conversation with Kyle Troop last week. He's saying that he's been kind of, in his eyes, fallen off since the 500,000 season in 21. And
Sure.
He's on meal prep now. He's in the gym every single day working. And that was one of the main reasons I kind of fell off the bowling wagon. I got more into weightlifting, and the kind of weightlifting I'm doing, I'm a horrible bowler now. I'm horrible. It's like the worse I get at bowling, the better I feel.
He walks
about
to the
myself.
line like this.
Sure. but like what I'm trying to get at here is you. It's cool to me to see you in each endeavor you pursue. You kind of do it the exact same way you approach bowling. You go all in for it, which is a trait that is impossible to teach. You have to
appreciate
be born with a trait like that for sure, dude.
I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I mean, I have a true passion for everything that I do, no matter what it is. I mean, I could be playing, pickup sticks with my nephew, and I ain't letting him. I'm not gonna let him beat me.
Oh, fuck him, man! Bullshit! That fucking hit the ground. Fuck you! I got it. I hear you. I know.
Butch threw at his own daughter in a daughter, our father-daughter softball.
That's right. I led the league in hit batsmen.
Yeah, but I really do appreciate that, and hearing those things, because I see and get a lot of hate from people. I see it, I read it, I listen to it. Some of them are in our own industry at the professional level, and I appreciate hearing those things, because that's how I've always perceived it. At least that's the way I've always approached it, and the way I've always gone about things. I'm all in no matter what, and you're gonna, at least from my perspective, you're gonna get my best. I'm gonna attempt to give you my best at every single moment, whether that's just in life or in bowling or whatever the case may be. I mean, I do feel, I've fallen off a little bit too since having Brantley. I've a little bit of the dad bod going on. It's there, it's prevalent, but it's just I got some time to get back to it and get ready for the season and get things going the way that it needs to, and get ready for hopefully another successful season. And but yeah, no, I love the environment. I love talking about the league stuff. It brings out a different part. I mean, yes, I'm always in. I always have emotion and stuff, but I feel like I have just another level when it comes to the league, because I love bowling with a team. I love that environment. I love the atmosphere that it has. And I had that same intensity from match 1 of this year all the way through the playoffs. It's just something about it, man. I love it. It's what I got ready for. It's what we've been building for. And I've done the same thing when it's come to Team USA as well, and when I bowled in college and high school. All that emotion just comes out, and I appreciate saying what you did about all the other stuff too, and it really does mean a lot, very much.
Hell yeah, dude! Just remember, man, as far as all the haters and the people that disagree with the way you are, the loudest boos always come from the cheapest seats, dude.
That's right.
Always.
And we have a special segment called Imbecile of the Week, which we're actually going to involve you in this week, because we're going to have several contenders from a thread that I read today on the PBA's Facebook page. So,
this ought to be great, because it's been on fire for the last few nights, man.
Yeah, it has. And I love your ultra competitiveness, and I'm the same way. My 6-year-old daughter is already the same way. She hates losing at anything. I mean, she'll get pissed off and walk away and leave the room. Like, that's how.
Rob hasn't lost a chicken wing eating contest since 1984, so
that's fair.
He's very competitive.
Also true.
But no, it's and that's not, you can't coach that. That's just something you're born with. Like, the ultra competitive always seem to rise to the top. JP's dad, Walter Ray, Norm, Belmo, Simo, Weber. You're all going to have, your top athletes are always going to be ultra competitive and hate losing and always strive to win. And JP said it, you're on the cusp. I mean, everything you've done is in line with your success, and you should continue getting better every single year. And I love the timeline thing that you talked about. That's absolutely perfect.
Plus, who's to say how you have to be that extra competitive? I mean, like you said, it's so hard to win out there.
Right.
If that's you ramping it up to get your juices flowing, I mean, that's probably harder to do than sitting there, because to get your heart rate up like that and then to calm it down to throw the shot, I mean, that's more impressive than the guy that just sits there quietly.
So how do you do that, actually?
That's what I mean. Like, it's hard to win. You're figuring out your way. There ain't no, I guarantee you there wasn't an owner's manual that you picked up that said how to get that first title. There's no goddamn way that happened. So
there's definitely no owner's manual when it came to that. That's 100%. I had to learn all that shit the hard way through taking the licks off the chin when I first came out of college. That's for sure. No, I mean, I've done a lot of work with Brian Kane, who he does a lot of mental work with a lot of high-level athletes. He used to be George St. Pierre's mental coach when he was fighting. He's worked with Clayton Kershaw, Jake Arrieta. Now he's with Corbin Burns, Jake Fraley. A lot of high-level guys.
That's a list right there, man. Jesus, GSP, the greatest 170-pounder in history so far.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that he kind of instills with them, I can relate it to bowling a little bit in certain ways. Have to make some minor adjustments with things, but there's a lot of similarities too. But a lot of it's with breathing. Like, no one sees before we started bowling all those matches. I was sitting on the bench right there, just off the pair of lanes that we were on. I was sitting on the bench, doing just a breathing mechanism to get my awareness in my body to feel where my feet are. I feel my legs. I can feel my feet, feel everything. I know all I'm doing is listening to the crowd. I'm listening to what's going on because I know the environment that I'm in, but breathing to feel myself exactly where I'm at, exactly where I'm supposed to be. And so that way, when I'm up and ready to bowl,
you're grounded right there. You're very grounded and you're aware.
It's not foreign, and it doesn't like, oh my God, what's this? Like, it's not, I know exactly what's going on. And so, even individually too, I have a very deliberate pre-shot routine that I do. It don't matter if I'm bowling league. It doesn't matter if I'm practicing with my nephew or if Allie and I are, bowling at her family center in Wisconsin. I do the same thing before every first shot of every frame. And I have a very deliberate pre-shot routine that I stick to every single time I bowl. And so individually is different than the team environment because it's so much more quieter. And it's just you. And so I stick to that. I stick to that process and I'm very deliberate with that. And then, I think I commented to somebody because someone had made a comment about, why does AJ look like he wants to kill everyone? And I'm like, I wouldn't go that far, but
you kind of do, though. I mean, that's how you win, man. No, I'm exaggerating, but that's the winner mentality. Like, they're trying to take mine.
Walter Ray wanted to kill me in playing ping pong.
Exactly.
Yeah, true story.
Exactly. So, it's like I've said before. I know where I've been in my career and stuff, and I know what's been said and done, and what all of that stuff. And so I bowl pissed. When I get if I'm not taking it out on myself, now obviously I get mad at myself and things snowball a little bit. I do that so much. I still work on how to figure out how to manage.
That's going to be the hardest part through your entire career, and I'm just speaking from a mental aspect, just from facts, man. It's not you, it's not anybody else. It's the truth.
Absolutely. And so, but away from that, I bowl pissed, man. I don't smile when I bowl. I'm there to win. I'm there to get what's mine, and I don't care who's in my way. It don't matter to me.
Oh, you mentioned your nephew twice. Are you abusing your nephew or something? Are you beating the shit out of him? I'm picturing him swatting the basketball. Get out of here! Jamming tennis balls down him.
We have played many games. Like we played hockey in the basement. We played baseball or football and stuff. And man, he runs routes, and my dad will throw him the football. I don't let him catch nothing if I have
deep safety, swatting it. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, it's no.
By the way, he's 9, folks. Just to let no kidding. I don't even know. I'm kidding.
I have a great relationship with my nephew, and my niece, and my sister, and my brother-in-law, and since moving to Wisconsin, we've been a little bit further away, but I still keep in touch with him, and I gave him a shout out on the show last night, and he sent me a text after he watched it, and he was like, "You're damn right, I like that."
That's awesome.
It's just
That's
it's
awesome.
cool.
I bowl with my nephew on league, so I get the whole beating him down a little bit. That's
yeah. Like he plays baseball, he plays football, he bowls, he golfs with me when I get the chance. He does it all, and my niece plays softball. She's getting into flag football now. So like, I love doing all those things with. Oh my God, my teammate!
Congratulations, Batty-O.
Congratulations.
Come in front, hey, the guy that gave him the death stare and the Undertaker.
Right. This is the guy doing literally the friggin' Undertaker.
Matt scared the shit. I almost shit myself when he looked at the camera last night and screamed. Like,
dude, he scared us. I haven't seen him do that in I don't know how long.
I think he scared everybody.
Yeah. We love you, Matt.
He just put his picture up at the post office today at my house over here. I swear to God.
I said I've known Matt for like 20 years. I've never been that scared in my life.
We love you, Matt.
Hey, how about the irony that your wife's name is Allie, too? I mean, think about that. There's got to be some congruency with that, too. I mean,
and he's and her family owns a bowling center.
Come on,
in Kenosha.
In Kenosha, nonetheless.
Come on,
yeah, where we live. Yeah. They own a bowling center, and it's great. And that's how we met. I bowled a tournament at her family's place at the time. Didn't know it, and there was also a little difference back then. I was with somebody at the time. She was also 15, so I wasn't really I ain't really paying attention. But we got put on the same pair. She bowls 289 the first game, and I'm like, what the hell? And she
hurt the man card real quick, man.
Yeah, exactly. Lo and behold, she was also like, "Oh, who is this guy?" And so we kind of we talked for a little bit or whatever. And I think she said bye to me 6 times that day. And then years later, we reconnected. We have a lot of mutual friends and stuff. One of my best friends and roommates from college lives in Wisconsin. Or grew up in Kenosha. They bowled together for many years as well, and we just social media thing or whatever. But my birthday, I think it was almost 3 years ago. She sent me a message on my birthday and was like, "Hey, I just congrats on everything. Having some success. I love seeing all the stuff you're posting. Why don't we not be strangers?" And so we started talking, and she gave me this whole ride around. She's standing right here watching me, by the way. So
we saw her walk through. That's amazing. She headhunted you, man. She headhunted you. That's perfect. I like this.
So she gave me this whole beat around the bush deal. She canceled plans on me 2 different times about hanging out, and I'm like, all right, listen, I'm getting ready to go to Dubai to bowl with Team USA. I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. If you need to get a hold of me, here's how you get a hold of me. The ball's in your court. I want to hang out. I want to spend time with you. It's up to you. 2 days being in Dubai, she sends me a message. We didn't talk for 2 weeks. 2 days we get to Dubai. She's like, I'm so sorry. I can't stop thinking about you. I just wanted to wish you, good luck and all that. I'm like, wow, this is great. Get home from all that, and the rest is history. Now we got a 6-month-old.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's a great story.
Yeah.
A little offbeat here. This one's for Ocho real quick. Ocho, can you name for me the famous person that I'm thinking from Kenosha? I'll give you a hint. It's a real person, but not a real person. If you'd like another hint,
yeah, please.
He was the lead of a mega popular band of a specific variety.
This guy from Spinal Tap or no?
No. He was the lead of a polka band.
Oh, was it from Home Alone?
Yes.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, wasn't it?
No, it was the Home Alone. It was
Gus
John Candy.
Polinski, man, of the Kenosha Kickers.
Polka.
Played by John Candy. That's right.
Wow.
This is where we go. This is what we do here.
Had to throw it in there.
We have life lessons. We talk Home Alone. Rob's doing his Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No. I knew it was John Candy. I just got
all over the place.
I knew it was John Candy.
I'm glad you guys brought up that part of Kenosha, or that's what Kenosha's famous for, because I don't really like, everyone else knows Kenosha as being famous for something else. So,
Oh, well, see, this is news.
Wasn't the guy that got shot when he was out by his car or something? Or I don't know.
No. The guy that drove into the parade, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
yeah, something like that. And some guy.
Anyways,
Kyle.
Hey man, straight up 5. We go for it.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Right. Okay, yeah.
With Rob, you said
that guy too. Shit, Rittenhouse. Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, damn.
Yeah, no, that's true. Johnny, what did you say?
Rob,
so much for the cheese.
You wanted to involve the Elias Cup champion in the Imbecile of the Week selection.
Yes, I do. You want to get into that now?
Yes. Yeah, I think Allie might enjoy this one. She might enjoy the Imbecile of the Week.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Let's see
Come on, Allie. Get in here. Get in here. You hunting that man hunk down. Get in here.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
All right, we have several contenders for Imbecile of the Week this week, coming from the PBA post that I saw today about A.J. Johnson here. Let me bring up the exact post. It says, you like that? A.J. Johnson and High Rollers have the early lead. Sorry, that was yesterday's post. Like Belmo, when you're good, people are going to have their haters. And obviously, AJ, you struck a nerve with so many people for whatever reason, even though you're one of the nicest guys out there. Let's look. I don't know. Let me see if I got these in order. Bill Soltis says, Mr. Gutter King. To which you responded and yet still won the game. And he says, you won the game, all right, foul ball. And AJ responded,
W's a W, man. Hell yeah.
Won. So Mr. Soltis is contender number 1. Richard Cahill says, I liked it when you missed the 10-pin more. Too bad Simo blew it.
We still had the lead when I missed, so that's okay.
That's true.
This fucking asshole.
Sean Anthony Carbone, if only he could bowl under pressure. Dave Meek, who cares? Boring. Oh, why the fuck would you? Why are you on the bowling page?
It looks like he's on a golf course too, by the way.
Yeah, if you don't like bowling.
Guy looks like he spent too much time in his tanning booth.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Gary Pidwill, which I think he may have deleted his initial comment because I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I have. No.
Don't include him.
I'm calling executive order on. That's not Imbecile of the Week.
Okay.
He sent me a message. He was replying to Bill Soltis.
Okay.
He just couldn't figure out how to reply to Bill. So he was saying that Bill was giving off strong Mom's Basement vibes. Which
Gotcha.
But doesn't that make him kind of an imbecile if the reply button is right under Bill and he could have just hit the button? He's a half imbecile, but he's a nice guy for not being a douche.
All right, we'll take him off the list.
Because he needs to learn how to navigate Facebook a little better. That's all.
All right, so it's narrowed down.
That's it.
So it's narrowed down to 3 then. I'm pretty sure we can rule out Tan Guy because that's not that bad. So
that was AJ's nephew right there. That's why. Never mind. Don't worry about him.
I'd like to ask Sean Anthony Carbone how many PBA titles he has.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to let you vote on this, AJ. So we got Sean Anthony Carbone, if only he could bowl under pressure. And then we have, wrong one. Richard Cahill, I liked it when you missed a 10-pin more. Too bad Simon blew it.
I feel like that's almost a compliment.
Okay. It could
be. It's like a backhanded compliment.
It's a backhanded compliment because he's like, I know how good this guy is, and I don't want him to be this good.
He's like, I want to talk shit about you, but I can't because you proved me wrong. So I'm just saying this to say this because I can hide behind a screen.
All right, well then we'll narrow it down to the top two. Mr.
Let's
Soltis.
see what Rob Francois wrote. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry.
You're a douche. So Mr. Soltis or Sean Anthony Carbone? What do you think?
This is easy.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, Mr. Soltis is not. It's not the first time he's decided to be Mr. Keyboard Warrior and say,
okay.
"Oh yeah." I mean, but it's the same comment every time. It's always about the gutters. I'm like, dude,
it's not even original either. That's just
I won. I threw it in the gutter 3 times and I fucking won. What do you want?
Right, exactly.
So I don't know.
The more pins than the other guy is.
Yeah, all right, dude. Literally every week I bowl is literally nothing but pressure. So if you make the TV show, congrats, you win. How gold medals? Yeah. I mean, whatever, dude. Cool. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Well, no, we have to statistically find out who the imbecile is. All right, there we go. So perfect.
There you go. It's been decided by a party of one. The imbecile of the week, Sean Anthony Carbone.
So
enjoy it.
Should we stamp this? Do we have a gavel or anything like that?
I wish I did.
He is not quite Doc Sullivan, but he's close.
I have if it wasn't on Facebook and it was on Instagram,
bring your own in, man, dude. This is an open forum, buddy.
Dude, I have the imbecile of the week for you guys every time something gets posted with me in it. I don't. He doesn't even have a name. His Instagram name is Born Fifth Child, and he literally says the dumbest things. And it's only when I get posted through. I think it's only when KR does videos or when they do marketing stuff. So they post something and he just literally just starts talking about nothing but nonsense. And I love to just shut it down every single time. Allie chimed in today. Yeah, it was great. And he could win imbecile of the week every single week.
Okay.
I mean, we can do that too.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll look him up.
Against repeat winners.
Gladly
that's kind of like Dan Young with Belmo.
We just don't have any AI winners, I don't think. Yeah. If that's AI, then we're not going to have to include him. But I think we're good.
No, I don't think it's AI. Yeah, he loves to talk crap about bowling, and the only bowling video he has.
Belmo's got good comebacks with friggin' Stan too. That's what's great. This idiot.
Yeah.
AJ, what's the only video he has?
The only video of him bowling is he's standing on the approach, some way or whatever, and it's a video of him in front of the pins, and the only pins left up is the 1, 2, 4, and he's right-handed, and as he takes his first step, the video cuts out. So I'm like, well, this is cool. This is a great video. I go, apparently, I guess I can be a PGA golfer because I stood on a tee box one time.
Yeah. As long as the ball is off the fairway to the left.
Now, are there ramifications that show that these people aren't a little spectrumy? Just the way we're not picking on the wrong group, because now I'm getting nervous.
If you're a douchebag, you're a douchebag. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Instagram guy. Yeah. He's not.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Now, Dan Young may be a little on the spectrum, but no, that
would be Stan.
So Belmo had this hater called Dan Young, and he was fucking relentless in getting on Belmo. And Belmo finally messaged him and said, "Look, Stan, I don't have time for you. I'm just going to block you." And so we named Dan the imbecile of the week. Well, now he's one of our biggest fans of the show, and he pops in our chat every single week. And when we had Belmo on the show several months ago, and Dan was here, and
didn't he unblock him from that? Is that
he may have, but Dan was here in the chat, and Belmo's like, "No, I don't remember him at all." Just completely fucking blew him off.
That's great.
was so good.
Yeah, but that was when Belmo was like, I can't hear. He did like the Patrick Waugh thing with the Stanley Cup. He's like, I couldn't hear you. I was building a statue of my 10 freaking 15 majors, and he's got him and his daughter. It's just
that was the good one.
What a comeback! And I'm not on your career by any means,
I had
but
to rearrange my 12 major trophies.
Like he literally took the time to do that for some schlep in freaking who knows where.
He does.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, he'll get right back to him.
That's checkmate right there, man.
EJ did something similar to some guy on Twitter. He kept having this guy tell him that he needed to that EJ would be much better if he was throwing other bowling balls like Storm or whatever. And EJ commented back to him and took a selfie of him with his trophy case and went, "Yeah, I guess you're right. I would be doing better off."
Thanks much better than 20-something titles, dude. We gotta do a segment. Hold on, let's call HR. Let's call the freaking CEO of Straight Up 5, which is Johnny. We should do a segment of like ultimate comebacks from PBA members to these freaking schlep rocks.
That's a good idea.
There's got to be something in there. The pieces are there. I know. I just came up with it. We gotta figure this thing out. But anytime you got checkmate on somebody, it needs to be notified so they feel worse than they already do, and they deserve to.
It's true. Well, then you have.
I love it.
You'll have some people say like,
my buddy.
You'll have some people say, "Well, why do you want to feed the trolls? Why do you want to give them attention? Because it's fun. Because it's fun giving their shit back, right?"
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're right and they're wrong. Right. That's the best part.
Absolutely.
And you know that no matter what they say, they can't win.
No, they can't ever.
So it's kind of entertaining to see what they'll say next.
Oh, that's part of the reason why, like I say stuff. I'm like, man, all right, what are they gonna come up with now? Like this is gonna be fun,
right?
And then they say something, I literally laugh. Like I have the same look of like John C. Reilly's like his most famous meme of like the. That
was good, dude. That was good.
That was perfect.
That could be it.
I know exactly what he's talking about. Just
yes,
of course, dude. We should again get to the art department. Let's recreate that meme. Pretend it's John C. Reilly because he nailed it.
Totally.
We got something from Kyle Bigelow here. Johnny P asked AJ about his imitation of Jack Sparrow's run on the beach in Pirates of the Caribbean while we were in Jamaica.
Well, just Jack Sparrow via Johnny Depp running on the beach is hysterical to me. So I'm not really sure how I would handle you doing it, but please go ahead and then tell us about the imitation.
Yeah. Sadly enough, that is true. It is true.
Is there video proof of this? Because we could post it again and get a meme out of it.
I don't know, and nor do I. I don't feel like really.
You're not going to engage in that.
Wait a minute. What I need to know is,
we're going to get the research.
Were you just walking down the beach in Jamaica with, say, like a group of 12 people, and you just decided out of nowhere to start doing that?
No.
No, he planned it. That's even worse.
Premeditated. Okay.
Like it was a big group of us. It was me and Allie, EJ and Natalie, Kyle and Lisa, Sean and his wife, Sean and Sarah, Dan McClellan and his wife, Marshall and his girlfriend. And I if I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But
this is a great group.
Right. It was Natalie's birthday, and all she wanted was for everyone to just send it in for one day. I took full advantage of that. And when we went back to the pool side from the beach side that we were on, I had enough in me that when I got down to the bottom of the stairs right in the pool, I just did the Jack Sparrow run right into the pool. In there, and Allie was standing behind me, and she's just shaking her head. She's doing it right now, by the way, because she's sitting here listening to it. She knows exactly what was going on because she went to dinner that night. I did not make it to dinner that night.
I cannot.
You're the only one. You did the Jack Sparrow run. She didn't.
I guess the answers PD's question was alcohol involved. So yeah,
I cannot explain how jealous I am of this day in Jamaica. To just let it all go.
The crew, no less.
I may not have made it out alive, but it would have been worth it.
The best part about it was the next morning. I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, and Allie came back to the room, and I woke up and I go, oh shit, like wow, we got to get ready to go. We have dinner for Natalie's birthday. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, it's dark outside. Like, we have dinner at 7:30. I know I fell asleep. I'm sorry, but hey, we got to go. She goes, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, you're lying.
Oh, shit.
No, she was not. Woke up the next morning, no hangover. I was golden. I went to the beach the next day with everyone. I had a Jack and Coke in my Yeti, and we walked out on the beach, and Ronnie goes, you know what? I thought somebody was not going to make it to dinner one night. He goes, and I did not think it was going to be you. I'm proud of you.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I'm like,
oh, yeah, dude.
I'm here for all the
the man
surprises.
card one time.
What was the whiskey of choice? What were you drinking?
Apparently, Jack. Or no, what do you say?
Jack's always Jack's the go-to for a while. But I actually was in Jamaica. I was drinking this Caribbean Mule, and wow, was it dangerous! Nice. It was dangerous. And I had them when I started feeling a little frisky. I would ask for a Caribbean Mule with a shot of Jack in there.
Oh shit!
They didn't disappoint. They did not disappoint.
Makes sense. Neither did you, my friend.
Right? We had a Brantley run in a little while ago.
Goon Squad
right here. I'll grab him for you.
Music. Goon Squad. 22nd.
Get bowling alley in there too. Let's get her in.
Opening day. We got our opening for the UBA, man. Fucking Goonies.
Oh, UBA. Hell yeah. Cool.
Let's go.
Forgot about that. Speaking of which, never mind. I'll
the
get
lighting here, JP. I'm telling you, dude.
You look great, man. There he is.
There he is. Hey, look it.
What a cutie, man.
Say hi, buddy.
Oh my god.
Say hi.
Hi.
Don't mind me,
dude.
How old is he now?
He is about a week past 6 months.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, and he is a massive boy. He's a big boy.
I mean, like daddy.
Good. We'll be powerlifting in no time. This is awesome.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's certainly
good for you, man. God damn, life changing too. And
absolutely.
Wait, this is your first, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Don't mind me asking. How old are you?
I just turned 32 September 3rd.
All right, so you're way in there. All right, that's fine. Good for you. Good for you.
Dude, my sister's September 4th, and I'm September 11th. So happy belated birthday.
Oh man, happy belated birthday to you as well. Hell yeah!
I just reached that ripe old age of 40.
That's
no nuts. Shit.
That's nuts.
Ocho's ageless and timeless, but has a 2-year-old.
Ocho, you're still the oldest one here.
I'm ageless and timeless, but I have a 2-year-old, so I'm kind of
all right.
AJ, I waited until I was 42 to have my first kid, so at least
or to have a willing recipient is the other issue.
Oh, you're such a douchebag. No, my wife always wanted kids, and I just I didn't. She wore me down after 20 years, so we finally went through with it. But I wish I would have done it at your age.
From you too. I didn't know that. Never mind. I take it all back. My bad.
I wish I would have done it in your age because man, I'll be old when she graduates. High school, I'll be like 60 years old.
You'll be dead. We're not going to be old. Come on.
Dude, don't you know Popeye's grease is like...
This is show number 134, and Rob's been sick for 124 of them.
I'm still here. I mean, you can't kill me.
But you still made it. You're a pro.
They have grilled options, don't they, at Popeyes?
I don't... Yeah, they do. Actually, they do have grilled chicken. You're right. But who the fuck wants grilled... No, sorry. Who wants grilled chicken anyway?
Right. I tried getting Allie to come on here, but she doesn't necessarily feel... camera ready, if you know what I mean.
That's okay, Allie. Nice to meet you anyway. You're the best.
You think I felt camera ready when I did my hair today? I mean, come on.
So I don't want to be the damper on things, but I do have to ask about Wes Malott and the emotions of last night.
I'm glad you brought that up, bro.
You don't have to tell us what you said, but if you want to, what did you say to him? Or
so I actually didn't realize that that was most likely going to be, maybe his last shots as a part of at least the PBA league, because he's going to bowl a little bit more of a limited schedule going forward. So his wife Sarah let me know when they were finishing their 10th. She was like, "Hey, these are going to be his last shots," and I was like, "Oh my god, I wish they would have told me, before we started bowling, so that way, like, we would have known." But I walked over to him when I realized that after he threw the first one in the 10th, and I said, hey, finish this out the way you always have every time you have put on this jersey. And then he got done, and I gave him a big hug, and I said, dude, you have been an inspiration to me since I've been a kid. I said, I fucking love you.
Goosebumps.
And I had no other words because he truly has been. He was a huge inspiration to me. Like I had a high school shirt that we made when I bowled in high school that I put Big Nasty on the back of my shirt.
Nice. Because
of him. So yeah,
it was badass. Wes has always been one of the real good people, and Sarah is basically my sister for 10 years. I mean, just two of the greatest people in the world, and that was emotional for me to watch too, dude. I mean, you're 34, I'm 40. From 05 to now, I mean, geez.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of like Wes throwing the friggin' Columbia Action or the Detour or like balls from that era and like college years and shit. I'm like, my God, and just the battles he had with Tommy Jones in the mid to late 2000s.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, just could watch him bowl and one of the most ridiculously beautiful releases and kind hearts and souls on this planet. I hope he bowls more than just a few. Obviously, we can tell. I know you can certainly tell. It looks like, I don't know if it's the back or the knee that's starting to go a little bit. Doesn't quite have the leverage that he did 15 years ago, but he's still one of the best talents ever. So, yeah, I mean, and it was a class act what you did, and, yeah, that's really all I got to say about the Big Nasty.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, everything he's done. It's one of the coolest things for me was when I got the chance. We both qualifying all together at the U.S. Open that he won, and he actually had his son Jordan there for the entire week. And when that week was over, and he had won and everything, and I saw him the following week at a tournament. He came up to me. He's like, man, for some reason, I win the U.S. Open, and all my son keeps saying to me is that he wants to come to the next event so that he can hang out with you.
Wow.
I got to tell you, buddy. And now his son Jordan is 21 years old, and he towers over everybody.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely, yeah. He was standing in the crowd. It's like,
yeah,
instantly, like, oh, there's Wes, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Amuleto was my hero growing up, and I grew up in Connecticut around Bradley Bowl, which used to be a regular tour stop, and never had the chance to meet him. But how cool was it to bowl for him this year?
Oh man, Amleto's amazing. He's a true definition of a manager, leader. The way he can talk to us, even though he has the Venezuelan twang to it, he is so good with like the mental stuff and how to be, how to let go of stuff and how to be present and how to just handle the emotion part of everything. And he's been with us since the beginning. When they expanded to the Las Vegas team, he was our manager. It was me, Andrew, and Frankie. We were the first three that were drafted, and now out of those three, it's me and Andrew, and we've bought into a vision that Amuleto started from the time that we were created as a team, and the reason why we have finished inside of the top four every single year in the PBA league is mainly because of Amuleto and what he's done and how he's kind of got everyone to buy into this team thing and leave your ego at the door. And your ego is not, it's you can have that when you're bowling individually, but we're here to bowl as a team. We're here to utilize all of that, to the best of our abilities. And he's so good at letting all of us kind of be the best version of ourselves, and doing that as much as possible and letting that come out when we bowl these team things, as you guys, rightfully saw the last two nights. But yeah, he's incredible. And I just keep saying to him multiple times is I just hope we can continue this and we can keep doing what we've been doing. And
Yeah, I mean, he's a main reason why our team is as good as it is.
So you guys were the best team in the league all season long, yet a lot of people would consider you guys underdogs against the home team. Would you say that's fair?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we weren't even we really weren't even favorited that much throughout the season, and I was I was shocked. Andrew and I were shocked. Like, they let us draft Matt Ogle, they let us draft Sean Rash, and then at the end of it, they let us draft a Masters champion with Thomas Larson. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, how are you gonna? How is anyone gonna say that we were that we didn't have that good of a team or kind of write us off? Like, I didn't understand it. And Andrew and I kind of laughed after the draft was over and was like, this is bad news for everybody else.
Right.
This is great. This is how we kind of envisioned it. And Leto and Andrew talked about how we were going to set the team up for Bayside to bowl in the playoffs, because we knew how good of a team that we were going to have no matter what, no matter how it played out. And we wanted to set it up for Bayside to be able to have success there, because we knew how it was going to go. If we ended up bowling Portland or whoever we ended up bowling, like, they were still going to consider us underdogs. So we wanted to have guys that bowled really good in that environment, that bowled good as a team, bowled good in that building, and also bowl good on TV. That's and it truly did show. But yeah, like, it was great. I loved that. Me and Andrew talked about it every week. Like, these guys are making us the underdogs. Good. We love it.
100%. I mean, it's, just take the Red Sox and the Yankees, for Christ's sake. I mean, if the Yankees are 10, 15 games better throughout the season and they march into Fenway Park, they're still kind of the underdog.
Sure.
Now, granted, if they're the Chicago White Sox this year, then they're not the underdog.
Hey,
look, respectfully, statistically, they're the worst team in baseball history.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
I still love that the first game I watched them after losing like 20-something in a row was against the Yankees, where they won like 11-2
or
some shit.
Yeah.
Like, these guys look great. But anyway, so, I mean, like, that crowd, that is a rowdy crowd that loves the Lumberjacks, man.
Yes, they do.
It's hard enough to beat the staff of any team in the league as it is. I mean, you're battling these guys every single week, and now you got to battle, I mean, hundreds upon hundreds of screaming, happy-go-lucky drunk fans in Portland, Maine, just having the time of their lives. I mean, it's almost like you had to be a little more like you guys were to keep them from stealing the thunder that you guys had.
Fired up, dude.
You're battling more than just the team at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like
the hostile environment, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And it showed. I mean, for crying out loud, Andrew had to throw a strike in the 10th to win game 2, and they're chanting Portland the entire time he's up on the approach to bowl. Like,
yep.
It gets hostile at times, but that's cool. Like, we don't have an environment like that.
Absolutely.
When football and baseball and hockey are going on, because I'm a huge Blackhawks fan, when the Blackhawks and the Blues are playing each other, it's hostile.
Absolutely.
And it's the same way we would expect that for any hometown crowd. But before all of that, I mean, that team alone is hard to beat. I mean, Timmy Mack he's my guy. I love Timmy. We both doubles together. He manages his team very similar to like Leto does, and is very much involved. He very much sets his team up to have success throughout the year, but also at Bayside. And it's the reason why they've won the Cup so many times. But
sure,
you have Kyle, and you've had Wes there for so long as the franchise. You had Kyle, you had Prather, and then you've had the guys that they've had between Packy and Graham as the lefties. And then you have Arturo, who basically moved there after he got drafted the 1 year.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're already a hard team to beat, but then you put that environment in, and it becomes harder. And yeah, it was fun. Like, we talked about that before the match started. We said to one another, how cool of an opportunity is this? How awesome is this going to be to enjoy in the moment and also being able to have the opportunity to beat the home team in front of their home crowd. It was amazing. And then that was also why when we got to game 2, Andrew looked at me and he said, this is the moment where you throw that first strike, frame 2 of the game. He goes, you throw that first strike and you absolutely let them have it.
I like that.
I love that.
And that was, I felt like that game, and from that frame going forward, that was kind of where we saw a little bit of the momentum shift a little bit.
I agree. I that was a tide-turning situation, absolutely.
And honestly, Rob, at that point, in that juncture, when you think about it, in a race to 3, you've only got 2 chances a game to be great.
Right.
You've only got, 6, possibly 8 chances to be great. There is no time to lollygag. It's like every single shot is, like you said, it's almost bowling angry or just, I don't want to say overly aggressively, but you're pedal to the metal every single shot, giving it your absolute all. There is no holding back whatsoever. I would assume. I mean, that's the way it was in college in 7 matches to make TV. But yeah, I mean, you have to have that mentality. And even the guys who don't usually show that much emotion on television are excessively emotional in that atmosphere. I think for that being one of the very reasons.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And that tournament and that environment, that the playoffs and stuff, and then that building, it's all about gaining momentum. And once you gain it, keeping it. It's the hardest thing to do. And that's why Portland's won so many times, is they get that momentum, they keep the momentum, and they thrive on it, and it puts the pressure back on all the other teams. And so we had to try to find a way to get that momentum to flip and switch over. And once we kind of found that way, and once we got that to happen, we granted, I felt like a couple of those games, Andrew came up huge for us, and throwing all 3 in the 10th, game 2, and then game 3 throwing the double. But you got to have those moments as well. You got to have that to be able to take that momentum, to suck the life out a little bit and get it going in your direction. And I told Andrew when we were done, I'm like, dude, I don't know that I've seen you throw 3 or 6 of the best shots I've ever seen you throw than you did in the 10th frame, game 2 and game 3.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Especially after he had just got done doing the strike derby that afternoon. That was the craziest part about it all.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they pre-taped that.
We filmed the strike derby that afternoon before the finals of the league, and Andrew was our guy that was in the strike derby, and he made it to the finals of the strike derby. Sorry, I could be spoiling a little bit.
Alert.
Whatever. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you who ends up winning it, but he bowled the strike derby that afternoon, and then we get to the finals, and he did what he did in the 10th frame. Like, that part, just blows my mind.
Yeah, that really is. Unless you're a bowler, it's so impossible to understand what that takes mentally.
Yeah.
It's dude, that's crazy, and he did absolutely dead pure those bowls. It was very exciting to watch, and to see Andrew get that raw, and what an awesome dude he is, dude. When he screamed MVP, I went, fuck yeah, you are.
Funny, because earlier,
it was that good.
Let me scroll.
Not to mention, I'm still partial. Now that Dad's not the Waco coach, I'm obviously still partial to the Vegas team anyway, because I've been there for 12 years.
Yeah.
Before coming back here, and then obviously I come back here, and when I do practice, it's at Matt Russo and Parker Bones' place, Rev Rates.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm super partial to the high rollers. So for me, this was really, really awesome to see.
Maybe we can add this guy to the imbecile of the week, because he was in here earlier saying that screaming on the MVP is the most un-MVP thing a person can say. I don't know if you're still here, Thomas, but just from all of us.
I respect where he's coming from, but in that situation, because he was in fact the MVP, and then got up and did exactly what an MVP does, and that's absolutely dead pure 5 consecutive shots in 2 of the most pressure-packed situations to not only win it for yourself in a hostile environment, but for your team. So regardless of however we were supposed to take that, Thomas, you are officially this week's imbecile of the week, courtesy of that fucking statement.
On top of
so yeah,
co-imbecile.
Respectfully,
co-imbeciles of the week. Yeah,
I love it.
Crambone.
Here we Rob Ocho, to you guys. We told AJ an hour, and he's given us plenty of his time. I know you just got to Myrtle. Do you guys have any other questions or comments for him? And
they all just want to see Allie pop in, give a wave, and then she can wave off. That's what they want to see. Everybody knows what the crowd wants.
Hey, Allie, everybody wants you to come in and give a wave, and you can go.
Get your oversized sweatshirt in here.
That's right, yeah. It's a Miller Lite sweatshirt, too, of all things.
Oh, even diet beer. All right, see, she's counting calories.
She is such a Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Kenosha girl at heart. It's great.
I want to hear her say,
listen,
it's not why we have cheese here. It's very hard. It's very hard when it's black like that.
Ocho, there's this thing that I had from Racine, Wisconsin. Couple customers.
Racine was from the league.
Yes, thank you. Stop for a minute.
Shut up,
my friends used to bring me these treats when I had my stores in Vegas. I think they're called Kringle. It's like a ring.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yes.
You know, blueberry or raspberry. Dude, I would eat the whole goddamn ring in one sitting.
There's a place by us that makes a cinnamon one, and it is unbelievable.
Wait, someone say the whole. Give me the whole thing again. What is it? What does it entail?
It's like a big ring that looks almost like a flat Danish, and it's full of shit.
It's a Danish treat, and it comes in a big circle. It's got like it's like a pastry, whatever type of deal, and it has like a frosting on top of it around the whole thing, and then on the inside is where they put like the flavor. So like cranberry or whatever kind of fruit or cinnamon,
Pop-Tart filling or something.
It's like whatever. And it's incredible.
Dude, it's
absolutely
just sweet
incredible.
enough. It's just sweet enough.
Yes, it's just sweet enough. It's not overly sweet. It's not bland. It is like the perfect amount. Yeah, it's very dangerous because like Junior said, Allie and I can sit down and eat, and we could polish off the whole thing, and that is not good for the dad body.
No questions asked.
Hey man, do it right after a workout. Your glycogen stores are low. That's fine.
There you go.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
There she is.
Thanks for popping on by.
Yeah. And that's all they needed. See?
Yeah, my grandfather made Kringle, and we grew up living next door to him, and we have Danish in our family too, and he we still can't find his recipe. God rest his soul. But if we ever do,
you don't need his recipe, Rob. That'd be the worst thing that could happen. Jesus Christ,
Rob.
That stuff is like crack, man.
When Allie first told me about it, I thought she was talking about. I was like, wait, do you mean Kringla? Because I'm mainly Norwegian, and my grandfather makes Kringla, and she was like, what are you talking about? She goes, no, Kringle. I'm like, are you sure? So we finally figured out the difference, whatever. But Kringla is a Norwegian pastry or whatever, and it looks like a pretzel, but it's made out of like a bread or whatever, like a sweeter bread with like you could put whatever you want on it. My grandfather swears by it to this day. You put butter on the top of it, you get it a little warm, and it's the greatest thing. I'm like, Papa, just give me the bag of Kringla, and I'll just eat them out of the bag. I'm good. That's another one I could just eat in one sitting, and they're very dangerous. But yeah, okay. I was like, "Are you
one for me?"
That's what you eat after the victories. Now that's what you do after the victories.
No wonder you're a killer. You're fucking Norwegian, dude. Norwegians are fucking known killers, dude. I'm telling you.
That's why my son's so friggin' big. I feel like
yeah, he's gonna he's gonna be a UFC guy.
2 generations, and my dad and I are like kind of that average height of like 6 foot, but he's in the 98th percentile for a 6-month-old, and wow. I'm like, yeah, my grandfather's 6'2", and all his brothers are either 6'4" or 6'8". I'm like, yeah, that Norwegian blood skipped a couple generations.
It's just like male pattern baldness, man. It does that every once in a while. I'm telling you, I got you.
Dude, I'm a big Deadliest Catch fan. I always watch Northwestern and Sig Hansen. The fucking Norwegians are cold blooded, man. They're just champions, man.
I love it.
All right, guys. That's all I got. Ocho, you got anything else?
Me, I came with nothing anyway, and I stole the show. You kidding me?
You did very well this week. I'm proud of you.
Well, AJ, it's been an absolute pleasure having you, bro. Congrats again on all your recent success, your family, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing what you bring to the table this year, brother. Always great to talk to you.
I appreciate it, guys. Like I said before, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate everything you guys said. I know it comes from the heart, and it's always great to hear, especially from all of you that I know are real. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my family. And I'm just kind of. I know it's a wedding, but this weekend is kind of a little bit of a vacation, and enjoy this win. To end the 2024 season.
Well deserved.
I wish our team was here with me so we could kind of sit out by the beach and have some drinks together.
And Jack Sparrow it.
Jack Sparrow it right into the ocean, baby. But no, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, you guys have a great show. This is awesome. I've wanted to be on since I've seen you guys start it up, and I hope this isn't the last time I'm on for sure.
Oh, absolutely not.
Will not be.
Anytime you want to come on, brother.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Brother. All right, AJ. Appreciate it, brother. Congrats, Chip.
Get at him, buddy. Enjoy your victory.
Will do. Thank you.
All right, bud. See you
later.
Fuck. Every week, bro, a banger. Every single week.
Every week it's a banger.
I know.
Every week. It's crazy. We're on a stupid run right now. It's
and AJ, I tell you what, AJ's, I feel like, of all the guests we've ever had, he's the closest to us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just as far as like his presence, the way he approaches life, I think he's the closest, most relatable to us. And
it's funny though. A lot of the stuff he said that Kyle actually said last week too, the preparation and all that. Like it's kind of funny, not funny. It's amazing how when he said it's so hard to win. What a of course.
Dude, you remember when we had Tom?
It gets reiterated over and over again, and they're saying it's amazing how they do the same things, and they're all going for the same goal. Man, that's fucking hard. That is hard.
Oh, do you remember when we had Tom Clark on the show, and him and I got into it a little bit, where he kind of said that, like, it's so much harder for the guys to win now than then.
Yes.
Bowling was easy back then. In a way,
well, you got it, but the easy thing was what
there are the talent level now. There are so many ridiculously talented
that's what we were saying. The difference between the number 1 and the number 50 is this.
So if you take like all the technology and all the things at your disposal now, and all the proper training, you're growing up on sports shots, not transitioning into sports shots. Like sports shots came out when I was in my late teens, dude. I was a fucking college. I mean, I was a teenage phenom in bowling, and then I had to relearn the game altogether when sports shots were introduced.
I want to say does that sound like does 05 sound about right, or 04 maybe?
It's probably closer to 01, 02.
Oh, okay, I was close.
Close? Yeah, probably. Yeah, like as I was leaving high school, but I mean, it's so hard. So it's almost like the guys that are in AJ's age bracket are like just young enough where they were probably getting good enough as sport bowling became a thing. So they're kind of wedged in that zone. What's up, Keeks from Down Under? It's like they're wedged in that section where now they can use their veteranship and their knowledge of the game the way it is from their inception and its inception, sport bowling. And
that's what they know. That's literally all they know.
Exactly. So anyway, great show as always. AJ was a great guest. Definitely looking forward to having him back on. And I stand by what I said. I look for him to win 2 times this year. And if one of them isn't a major, I look for him to be on at least 2 major telecasts this year.
I wanted to ask him, and I not that I didn't, because I was afraid. I was about to, but I stole the show like I always do because I'm the most talented. I get that. Of course. So I wanted to say, like, were you worried about the moniker of, the best guy to not win? You know how Mickelson carried that for so long? Because that you can create that yourself without even having, the fans and the competitors say it. And once he started saying it ate at me. I said, I don't have to ask this question. He's already saying it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost impossible for it to not live in your brain after being there so many times. It's like you have to go home at least one of the days and say, shit, dude, like I do it when I go home from league at Howell Lanes. How the fuck did I bowl 760 this week and I can't bowl 660 this week? What the fuck fuck is wrong with me?
Right, yeah.
Mentally fucks with you. And it just mentally fucks with you. It's like, no, if you shoot 700, that's average. If you shoot 760, it's 60 pins over average. If you shoot 670, it's only 30 pins under average. You actually bowled, comparatively speaking,
still not that bad.
Not that bad, you know?
Right.
So, and you do it at that level, there's got to be
dude, that's where it is.
Factor.
If the other guys are just a little bit better or a little bit worse, and that's where.
Or like he said,
but again, he was out. Like I said, dude, you're on the dance floor so much. It's just,
dude, when
you
said
just found the date finally.
When he said luck comes into play, I mean, look at Boog. Look at Boog against Bill O'Neill.
No one ever said that either. Like, finally, somebody's like, dude, of course luck has to do with it.
Dude, especially if you're a tournament leader and you only got one game, and you're guaranteed to be bowling somebody who's already loose and most likely bowled a good game in the previous match, has a better idea of what the lanes are doing. And here you are. I kicked these guys' asses for 5 days straight, and I've got 15 minutes and 10 shots to make the best shots of my life to hopefully beat this guy by a pin. It's a very demanding, shitty situation when you think about it.
And that's also why they can't do it like golf, because if you're up by 250 pins, just show up and throw it in the gutter and then hope they, you know what I mean? Or pick off 5 pins.
Exactly.
But that's where I kind of figured, like, it's like leading the whole golf tournament and you're having a putting contest for the win. You're like, wait, I just shot freaking 62 at Bethpage Black, which I probably could. No, I can't.
You definitely
would. No, maybe I could. What can Ocho do? And then you got the guy 12 strokes behind you on a putting green because he's in second place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's a little different, but anyway. Oh, we got that's for... Never mind.
Well, on that note, gentlemen, another fantastic show.
Absolutely.
My phone, per usual, is at about 5% battery. And somebody
Donnie's having a steak?
I already actually had a very large steak in 2 different portions today.
Hell yeah.
I think when I have
mouth and the butt. Oh, wait, what?
I'm going to make myself some instant grits.
They're the best, dude. Throw the butter, a lot of butter. All you need, throw a ton of butter, a little bit of salt.
And 2 eggs. I'm going to eggs and grits.
I
like grits.
Nobody makes instant grits.
That's
no
a Southern-
self-respecting Southerner
that's a
makes
Southern
instant
Well,
grits.
I'm not a self-respecting Southerner. Mine are fucking Quaker instant grits.
I'm not.
So am I, dude.
Yeah.
Get the butter in there, buddy.
I can't believe it's not butter, and it does just fine.
Yeah, I can believe it's butter.
After all these years, can we still believe it's not butter? I'm just saying. It's been like 30
Yeah,
years.
we can. Fabio says so.
Okay, that's fair.
I use butter, and I say, man, this fucking shit tastes like butter.
All right,
Thank you, Scott. We
Love you
appreciate it.
guys. See you,
Yes,
Scott.
guys.
Kind words tonight, Bulletin.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. And thanks again to A.J. Johnson, one of the realest guys in the room. And we look forward to having him back shortly. Oh, there's Evelyn. Go ahead, Ouch. Has she hit the cutoff, man? Yeah.
She just woke up. She slept the entire show. She knows we're done. So she knows it's time to go take a shit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's usually what I do, too.
That's kind of Rob's program, too. Oh, man,
Yeah.
you beat me to it.
Fucker. All right, guys. We'll see you next week for another edition of Straight Up 5.
No, we won't. You're going to be in Florida, you dummy. You
Oh,
fucked up.
fuck me. See, Ocho got me.
We are
That's
off
on me.
next Wednesday.
That's on me. No, that's on me.
That's all right.
I will be in sunny Panama City Beach, Florida. If anybody wants to come by and visit and say hi,
Stealing the sun from
I'll
every
sign some
hot
autographs
chick.
and take some pictures if you guys want to hang out. But yeah, we will not be here next week unless you want me to do it on location and just get divorced when I get back.
That's your call.
If you're sunburnt, yes.
Okay, that's fair. All right, it wouldn't take much because I'm
Or topless.
pale. I could do both. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks for another edition of Straight Up 5. Take care. Good night, everybody. Fuck you, Doc Sullivan, and all the other assholes that were against AJ tonight. We'll see you next week. God, see you in 2 weeks. It's a habit. It's a fucking habit. I'm sorry. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.